Hey guys, it is February 7th. Our high today is 57, our low today is 47, and it is right now 52 degrees. As you can see, it's got partially cloudy, except for the sun is over there, so I can't really show you that. But we do have sun. We got a little bit of rain yesterday, so that was good. But not a lot. Like, we got 1/4 of an inch. So if I bring you up onto the porch, please stop digging. Come on, you guys get away from there. I only have so many items for booby traps. Here, I'll show you real quick. This is one of the booby traps because the girls want to get into that hole under the shed. Same way with here. As you can see, no digging. Get out of there. They're digging. So, we're going to go up on the porch here quick, and I'll show you. There's our totes still with all the soil still in them. They did get a little bit of rain. Here's our water. It's like literally 1/4 of an inch. So it wasn't much rain. So I'm hoping we get more rain. They're not calling for rain today, but they are calling for rain and thunderstorms tomorrow. And then Sunday it's supposed to be dry but overcast. So Ben's going to help me move the air conditioner into the shed so that I can start putting together the grow tower. Chance, stop harassing the neighbors. Come on. The fun of having dogs. They got to bark at everything. Okay, so anyways, Ben's gonna try and help me move the air conditioner into the shed Sunday. And all right, you're gonna have to go inside. Your dad is sleeping. Go. Thank you. Not again, or you'll go inside. I'm not jacking with you now. No, I said. Get your ball. Okay, you have to go inside. Get up on the porch. Be quiet, your dad's sleeping. So I wanted to show you guys the other thing that I got done the other day, and I hadn't gotten around to showing you while I had a chance, because we were so busy with crunching all those videos in that I didn't get a chance to actually come back here into the backyard and show you what's going on. So I'll move the booby trap and come on, are you going out back? Come on. Okay, well, the dogs didn't want to be quiet, so I had to put them in the house. But I did get the booby trap moved, so let's go ahead and go through the booby trap here. And as you see, there's something missing. Now, all of you who are followers and subscribers will be able to tell me what is missing. And you can leave that in the comments. For all of you that are new to the channel, really bad lighting. The sun's behind me, that's why. For all of you that are new to the channel, the thing that is missing is the shade tent. I didn't get around to taking it down this last fall, and that's okay because it was pretty demolished and was on its last leg. So I left it out here, and of course winter happened. We did get that 5 inches of snow, and so that 5 inches of snow was what actually decided to make it, or shall we say break it. So it toppled over top of itself, and then I just left it here. The other day when I was doing a class, I came out here and was listening to the class or seminar or session or whatever you want to call it. And so while I was listening to that, I went ahead and took down the shade tent and hauled it up to the dump. This is what's left over. I'm actually standing on a tote lid because the soil is pretty wet. These are pots from last year that didn't grow. This is my juniper bonsai that didn't make it. I'm not exactly sure why. Those are the other pots and the tables. 2 tables here. Well, shelf. Here's the other table. You can see I just picked up that tote lid. It was down here. And I actually had some of my bigger plants, like I had Charlie, our Christmas tree, sitting under the shade tent on that tote lid. There's the other tote lid. I had Josephina and the bucket, or yeah, the pot of bonsais sitting on that last spring. And the reason I had them sitting on lids is to try and keep most of the critters, like the mealy bugs or pill bugs is what most people know them as, and other critters out of them. I had everything in the shade tent because if you see behind me, that's our forest. And our forest has its own critters in it. We have some sort of a parasite, and it's too early in the season to show you, but there's a parasite that comes and attacks some of these plants out here in the forest, and it looks almost like big balls of snot that are just on limbs. It's really kind of gross looking, and I haven't figured out how to get rid of the parasite or even what it is. So I've just kind of put everything under the shade tent to keep it alive while I'm analyzing these the forest back here. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Probably not gonna really be able to see these 2 red stalks. If I zoom in a little, you can see they have little spikes on them. And that's because it is one of the wild berries that lives out here. And what I'm looking at is how far up they go. And trying to analyze, is that a primocane or a primocane? And I'm going to assume, because I don't see, oh, I do see. All right, if you can see down here, there's another cane right next to it, right there, that's brown. Okay, that was last year's primocane, which is what comes up. The first year it's a primocane, second year it's a primocane, I do believe. I might have that backwards. But if you see, let's see if I can zoom in and show you. See right there? There's berries. Those are, and that's exactly what I'm looking, this is in a berry bush. They're called canes. They're not limbs or trunks. So, this is a wild berry bush. It is a wild blueberry bush, I think. I don't remember. I think it's a blueberry bush. But with wild bushes, you have to be very careful. The way you know if it's a good bush or a bad bush. Basically, if it's safe to eat or if it's poisonous. With blueberries, you have to crack open one of the berries and look at its seeds. And if you guys are interested in me going more in depth with that, let me know in the comments and I can go more in depth with that, with the research I have done. But that's what has just caught my eye. So anyways, yeah, I'm assessing the backyard. Sidetracked. Squirrel. Shiny objects. Story of my life. So I'm assessing the backyard now that I've gotten the shade tent down. We do have some really nice leaves that have seasoned. So that's the crunch you hear as I'm walking around, which is good too, because that means that I can rake them up or scoop them up with my hands and hopefully be able to crunch them and use them as a mulch for some of my pots for this year. So I do have quite a bit of work to get done back here. But yeah, so I'm assessing that. I'd like to push the backyard back some, but with that means I have to move the fence. I have to find some sort of a tool that I can use. Probably get some help because I'd really like to take down a couple of these trees. And here. And as you can see, you might be able to see, I don't know if you can see it in the camera here, but our property goes up the hill. It's an uphill, what do they call it? It's not a decline, it's an incline. So that's an uphill incline. And so to push all this back and utilize more of the backyard is going to be a little bit of a job. A big job, actually. And with me being a one-man circus, it's not as easy as some would think. Especially because I'm not very educated on a lot of how to improve land and improve the land or do landscaping, stuff like that. We got a couple of other weeds here. There's another cane. I need to get back here and assess these. And probably, uh-oh, we got a bush on my light pole. We're going to have to clean that up too. So basically I'm back here just assessing what needs to be done in this backyard and showing you guys the update since I hadn't gotten around to it yet. That compost didn't compost very well. I'm going to have to stick it into the sun. Oh, here. There again. The reason the girls are digging is because there's a good size gap, I guess you want to call it, under the entire shed. And that's because it's on some sort of beams or something. I'm not even exactly sure what it's set on. We didn't have it put here. It was here when we bought the place. So there's a gap under there anyways, and obviously there's some sort of critter that keeps going under there because the girls are smelling something and wanting to dig to get to it. And there, hence the booby traps. We got booby traps here. This is the booby trap I walk through to get to the backyard. There's our front yard. There's the neighbor's stairs. So booby trap to keep the dogs off of the neighbor's stairs. Booby traps to keep the dogs from getting under the stairs. Booby traps to keep the dogs. You can see how they've dug. We've got huge holes under there. And I've actually got another cinder block in that hole. They've dug so deep. But, and yeah, you can see there's a cinder block under there too. So, booby traps everywhere. Just like over here, booby traps everywhere. And that's to keep the dogs from going under the porch because there's also a pretty good size hole under there that they've dug. Almost as big as the big dog, which is pretty big. And so we have booby traps everywhere to keep the dogs from getting into things and digging. And of course, it was convenient to have the booby trap here next to the porch. Because as you can see, that's also where I was growing a bunch of my plants. And it's just about time to start those again. I think this year I'm going to put some black plastic on the bottom of the porch, and then probably take apart some pallets and board them up something like a lattice or some sort of decorative thing so that it actually looks nice, and it'll stop the dogs from getting in there, because if I just put the plastic, they'll outsmart me and get under that plastic. So the things we have to do to keep the dogs out of things. But hey, you know, it's a part of life anyways. So I've just rambled on for who knows how long. It seems like the pollen count is up and the neighbor is doing their laundry. Oh, I hate the smell of laundry. Fabric softener. That's terrible. So anyways, that's what we've got going on. I just figured I'd hop on here, give you a quick update, let you know what I've gotten accomplished so far, and some of the things that we have to still get accomplished. So, that's pretty much it. Ugh. So, I'm going to put the booby trap back and get in the house, try and get a couple of things done. Bring the girls back out here. There you can see the overcast. Yeah, see it? We've got clouds. It's just hit or miss. It's supposed to be that way up until, what, Thursday, I think? So, but it's going to be warm. We're not back in the freezing digits right now, which is also a good thing. But we are not out of danger to start seeds, because our last frost date is April 12th. So I'm just assessing everything right now, and then making plans on what I can start, if I'm going to start it from seed, inside or outside. If I start it inside, then I have to transplant it outside after the last frost date. And we still have to put together the grow tower and bring the worms out. So, lots to do. And I still have a couple of other videos I want to put out for you guys too. So, that's what I got for you today. And I guess I'll just come back after a bit and talk to you some more on that. So, like I said, that's what's going on for now. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe as always. And I'll see you on the next video. Okay? Remember, you are someone. You do matter. I love you. And again, I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Ciao.